Hello, thanks for joining me for another review. Right, I can't remember how many Christmas beers I've got left, 2 or 3, something like that. Anyway, this one we're going across the pond to Connecticut and the Two Roads Brewing Company, and this is their holiday ale. They're saying this is a Biere de Garde. I'm probably butchering that up because I'm not very fluent on the French pronunciation. So yeah, I mean, we get quite a lot of these beers here in the UK now. This is my first beer from this brewery. So they're at Stratford, Connecticut. We get a lot of cans and bottles and stuff like that of probably more of their, I think it's their regular stuff, I'm not too sure. But yeah, so I thought I'd give this a go. I purchased this at Beers of Europe online, the link's down below. It was imported into the UK by James Clay. The best before date on this is the 23rd of October of 2018. And has it got a bottled on date? 23rd of October of 2017 it's been in the bottle. So we're now in the early hours of the 27th of December, so I hope you've had a great Christmas. There's the bottle cap. Not sure what to expect with this one, so let's just crack it open and see what we get. But yeah, I'm going to try and venture into this brewery in the new year, in 2018. There's a little bit of smoke there, not too much, as we get a fair few of these beers over here. Try and generate a little bit of a head. Now, straight down the middle, and it's not producing much, so leave that little bit so I can get an aroma. So one finger, yeah, just off white, almost slightly light brown coloured head into the light. Then it's a very kind of mahogany amber colour, very clear, gentle carbonation running, there you go, at the top, running through the beer. Let's get an aroma. Kind of a burnt brown sugar almost. Sweet. There's like a nutty, woody quality in there. Bit of spice going on. Quite warming aroma. Smells nice. Definitely had more of a nutty kind of quality. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Oh, that was very smooth. I forgot to tell the ABV. So it's in a 12 fluid ounce bottle, so 355 millilitres, coming in at 3.7. I'm not sure of the IBUs. It's not listed on Untapped. There's a bit of like cardamom or that kind of thing. It's not too overly spiced. It's very warming. There's a slight nutty edge, a slight kind of caramel, toffee. Not overly sweet. Definitely a warming sensation. Definitely a more of a molasses, brown sugar kind of thing going on with it. Very easy drinking. It's a medium body. Not picking up any of that 7.3% alcohol. Very nice indeed. For a first beer from this brewery, which I've heard a lot about and seen their beers for probably a year and a half or so in the UK, something like that. Certainly more this year. Getting a lot more of their different cans, and I've seen them in online web stores in Europe as well. So they're getting about not just in the UK but also in Europe. If you're curious to these kind of things, if you're viewing from America, that is. So I don't know a lot about the brewery, but or when they were open, or you know, things like that. If I find out any more about the brewery, I'll put that down below. So yeah, so what we got on this beer then, let me pour the rest in and I'll go into the commercial description a little bit. I'm more into what they is brewed. This beer is brewed with. Come out really well, pouring it like that. Pardon me. 2 Roads Holiday Ale was inspired by the little known Biere de Noel style, in a subset of Biere de Garde, both of which originate from a small farmhouse brewers in the north of France. So I live in Kent, so it's not far from me. Interesting. Biere de Noel, which translates to Christmas beer, extends to exhibit a more malty profile than typical Biere de Grande. Biere de Grande, which I thought was large in Spanish, but I'm probably butchering it up. Don't listen to me. In its native France, this special type of ale was brewed by just a handful of small breweries and is only available for the few weeks leading up to Christmas. And that's it. It doesn't go into any kind of tasting notes or hops or. So see if there's anything on the actual bottle. It doesn't really. It's pretty much what I've already told you. Oh, here we go. There's a little bit more. It has a deep malt flavour with notes of treacle, toasted malt, and caramel. The malt character is ascended by a mild herbal presence of French strittle spat, Armens hops. I'm not going into the hops again, so it's very nice though. It just goes into government health warnings and stuff, being an American bottle. Nice label though, really nice looking label there, really festive looking. Top marks for that. So as for a rating for me then on this beer, which I'm quite impressed with. It's a very unique kind of flavour, but it's one I'm liking. Not that there's many beers I can't stand. It's kind of funny. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10 for sure. It's a 4 out of 5 bottle caps for Untapped, if you're looking at that kind of scale. So over to Untapped itself. So it's a total of 12,872 ratings, a monthly of 1,315 in the last 30 days. It's had a total of 3,303 ratings. It's coming in at 3.59, so a bit lower than what I'm giving it, but yeah, so it's a shade under what, 7.5. So there you have it. If you've had this beer before, from the 2 Roads Brewing Company out of Stratford, Connecticut. I think they're in just southern New England, I think, on the east coast. Put your comments down below, let me know what you think, and thanks to my good friend Dan, the Beers of Europe man, for getting me this beer. Really do appreciate it, my friend, and I will see you on the next review. Cheers.